Good morning, students. Today, topics of discussion are address calculation in one-dimensional array, two-dimensional array, address calculation in two-dimensional array, three-dimensional array, and multi-dimensional array. Let us see how will we calculate the address of any element in one-dimensional array. Let us take array A with zero-based indexing. Let us take the size of each element is W and base address of the array is BA. My question is here, what is the address of the zeroth element in array? So address of the zeroth element is BA. Address of this element, first element is BA plus 1. The address of the second element BA plus W plus W. Okay, so this way we can determine the address of the any element in one-dimensional array. Let us. So address of the zeroth element, that is the first element, that is A0 is BA. We can write this as also BA plus 0 minus 0 into W. Okay. Address of the first element, that is the second, that is A1 is BA plus size of the element. So BA is the base address and the size of the element is W. Now you can write BA plus 1 minus 0 into W. Okay. In the same way, the address of the second element, that is the third element in the array, that is A2 is equal to BA plus W plus W. Now you can write BA plus 2W and you may write this as BA plus 2 minus 0 into W. Okay. Now in the same way you can say the address of the ith element, that is AI is BA plus I minus 0 into W is equal to BA plus I W. Okay, so here you can see the address of the second element is BA plus 2 minus 0. Address of the first element is BA 1 minus 0. Therefore, you can say the address of the ith element is BA plus I minus 0 into W, that is BA plus I W. Okay. Let us take the second case. Array A with one based indexing. Let us again assume size of each element is W and the base address is BA. So address of the first element means A1 is BA. You can write this BA as BA plus 1 minus 1 into W. In the same way, the address of the second element is BA plus W and you may write this BA plus W as BA plus 2 minus 1 into W. Address of the third element is BA plus W plus W. Means BA plus 2W and you may write this 2W as 3 minus 1 into W. Here you can see address of the third element is BA 3 minus 1 W. Address of the second element is BA plus 2 minus 1 W. Therefore, you can say address of the ith element is BA plus I minus 1 into W. Okay. Now, thus we can say that the address of the ith element AI in array with one based indexing is BA plus I minus 1 into W. In same way, we can also determine the address of the ith element AI in array with n based indexing is BA plus I minus n W. Let us repeat. I am going to repeat this. So address of any element in one dimensional array with 0 based indexing is BA plus I minus 0 into W. With 1 based indexing, BA plus I minus 1 into W. And with n based indexing, the address of any element in one dimensional array is BA plus I minus n into W. Okay. Next topic is two-dimensional array. Actually, the two-dimensional array is used to store data in the form of grids or tables. Okay. In other words, you can also say the two-dimensional array is the array of one-dimensional array. It uses two subscripts. First subscript denotes the rows and the second subscript denotes the columns. Okay. Now, how will you declare the two-dimensional array in the C language? First, we define the data types. First, we have defined the data types. Next is the name of the array, and followed by this is square bracket, row size, followed by this column size. Okay. This data type indicates the kind of value the array stores, name to identify the array, row size, number of rows, and column size, number of columns. Okay. Next. You should keep in your mind, actually you know that the computer memory is one-dimensional array of bytes. Okay. And the question is, how will you declare the two-dimensional array into the computer memory? Is it clear? So here we have to map two-dimensional array to the one-dimensional array in order to store them into the computer memory. Means to store the two-dimensional array into the computer memory, we have to do a mapping of a two-dimensional array into one-dimensional array. Is it clear? Size of two-dimensional array is determined by the multiplying the number of rows by the number of columns. Let us see. Let us take a 3 cross 3 two-dimensional array. Means 3 rows and 3 columns. In the C language, we know the subscript will start from each subscript will start from the 0. Okay. And here you can see the first row is a 0, second row is 1, and third row is 2. And here first column is 0, second column is 1, and third column is 2. The subscript of the first element is 0, comma 0, second element is 0, 1, third element is 0, 2. In the same way, first row and the first element is 1, 0. Second element and the first row is 1, 1. This way you can determine. Now, there are two ways of storing two-dimensional array into a computer memory. First is a row measure ordering. We store the elements of two-dimensional array into a computer memory through a row measure ordering, or we can store the elements into computer memory with the help of the column measure ordering. So there are two ways we can map two-dimensional array into one-dimensional array before to store it in the computer memories by row measure ordering, and next is the column measure ordering. Let us see what is a row measure ordering. In row measure ordering, first we store all elements of first row is stored completely into the computer memory. Then the next all elements of the next row is stored into the computer memory. Next, the next row, all elements of the next row is stored into the computer memory, and so on. Here you can see the first row is stored in the computer memory, A11, A12 and A13. Next we store the second rows of elements into the computer memory, A21, A22, A23. Here you can see A21, A22 and so on. Okay. Let us see the column measure ordering. Here we first store all elements of the first column is stored into the computer memory. Next we store the next column's elements into computer memory. Next we store the next column elements into the computer memory. Means A11, A21, A31. Next we store A12, A22 and so on. So here you know there are two ways we can store the two-dimensional array into one-dimensional array or in a computer memory. Let us next topic is determining the address of the random element of a two-dimensional array. Address of any element in two-dimensional array. Let us take AMN is a two-dimensional array. Here M indicates the number of rows and N indicates the number of columns. W is the size of an element. BA is the base address of an element, and we are interested to know the address of an element AI. You can know there are two ways we can store the elements of two-dimensional arrays into computer memory. First is the row measure ordering and next is the column measure ordering. Let us start with the row measure ordering. Here this is the computer memory. First, all elements of first row is stored into the computer memory. What are the elements? A00, A01, A02. Okay. Next we store the all elements of the next row into the computer memory, means A10, A11 and so on. Okay. Now the address of this first element A00, that is A00 is base address is BA. So address of A00 element is BA plus 0 into W. We can write this BA as BA plus 0 into W. Okay. Next, the address of the next element in the row measure ordering is 0, 1. That is A01 is equal to BA plus W. And we may write this BA plus 0 plus 1 into W. Next element 02. Next element here you can say 02. Base address BA plus W means BA plus 2W. That is BA plus 0 plus W. Okay. Now the address of next element A10, that is A10, that is BA plus 3W. Okay. The address of this element, here you can verify BA plus W plus W plus W, that is BA plus 3W. Okay. BA plus 3W. Here you can see the address of A00, A01, A02. Here you can see if row is 0, 0, 0, here you can see here is 0, 0, 0. And here you can see the columns The column subscript are increasing 0, 1, 2, and here you can see 0, 1, 2. Now, address of A10, that is BA plus 3W, here you can see again this 0 is 0 and address of this element is 3W, and we may write this 3W is 1 into 3 plus 0. Here column subscript is 0, here is 0. Here you can say column subscript is 2, here is 2. Row subscript is 0, 0. Here you can see row subscript is 0 and column is 1. Here you can see row subscript 0 and plus 1. Now here in this case, if row subscript is 1, okay, now here you have to multiply 1 by 3. And what is the 3? 3 is the number of elements in the columns 1, 2 and 3. So here you can say BA plus 1 into 3 plus 0, and this 3 indicates the number of elements in a row. Okay. Now 1, 1, here you can say 1 into 3, and here you can see the subscript is, the column subscript is 1, and here you can see the column subscript, the value is 1. 1 into 3 plus 1. Now the address of A12 is BA plus 5W, and you may write this as 1 into 3 plus 2. So 3 plus 2 is 5. Next 20 means here you have to write 2 into 3 plus 0, that is a 6W. Okay. In the same way, the address of Aij, you may write BA plus I into N. And what is the N? N is the number of columns, or in other words, you can say number of elements in a row. So I into N plus J. Clear? Now, this equation represents the general equation, represent the address of Aij elements. Aij is equal to BA plus I minus LBR into N plus J minus LBC into W. LBR is the lower bound of row and LBC is the lower bound of column. So this is the general equation to determine the address of any element in a two-dimensional array in row measure ordering. Okay. Now let us see how will we determine the address of any elements in a column measure order. Okay. Again, take a two-dimensional array A, M, and M is the number of rows and N is the number of columns. W is the size of an element. B is the base address of an element. Our aim is to determine the address of Aij. Again, here you can see this is the mapping. First, we store all elements of the first row is stored into the computer memory. Next, all elements of the next columns is stored into the computer memory in column measure ordering. Okay. Now, so address of 0, 0 is BA. Address of this element is BA. Address of this element is BA plus W. Address of this element is BA plus 2W. BA plus 3W. And we write this BA here 0 plus 0 into W. Address of A10 is BA plus W, and we may write BA 1 plus 0. Here you can see row subscript is changing. Here you can see row subscript is changing, and here you can see that the first column of this bracket is changing 0. Here is 1, and here you can see the column subscript is same, and here we write the same value 0. Okay. Now the address of 20, A20 is BA plus 2W, and you may write BA plus 2 plus 0. Here you can see the column subscript is, the value of the column subscript is 0, and row is changing 0, 1, 2. Now the address of 0, 1 is BA plus 3. Here you can see the address of this is a BA plus W, okay, plus W. Okay. Sorry. 20, that is A20, BA plus 2W. Okay. Now address of this 0, 1 means address of this element 0, 1. And what is the address of this element? BA plus 3W. Okay. And you may write this row subscript is 0, and here you can write this 3W is 1 into 3. And here this 3 represents the number of elements in a column, that is number of rows. Okay. Address of this 1 is BA plus 4W. Okay. And you may write this as a BA plus 1 into 3 into W. Address of A21 is BA plus 5W, BA plus 2 plus 1 into 3, that is of 5W. A02, BA plus 6W, 0 into 2 into 3. In the same way, we can say the address of ith row and jth column is Aij is equal to BA plus I into j into m. And what is the m? M is the number of rows. Okay. These are the general equations of any element in two-dimensional array. BA plus I minus LBR plus J minus LBC into M into W. What is the LBR? Is the lower bound row. LBC is the lower bound column. Now, let us take a question first. Let A be a two-dimensional array declared as follows. Case first, A is a two-dimensional array 1 into 10, 1 into 15 of integer. In the Pascal language, it is declared in the case first. In the C language, the array is declared as follows: A, 10 and 15. Assuming that each integer takes one memory location, the array is stored row measure order, and the first element is stored at the location 100. What is the address of the element Aij in the both cases? What is the address of the element Aij in the first case, and what is the address of element Aij in the second? As we know, in row measure order, the address of the ith row and jth column will be BA plus I minus LBR into N plus J minus LBC into W. Okay. In the question given, base address is 100. Lower bound of row, here you can see, lower bound of row is 1 and upper bound of row is 10. Lower bound of column is 1 and upper bound of column is 15. And here lower bound is 0 and the upper bound is 9. Here it is 0 and upper bound is 14 in the both cases. The case first, base address is 100 given, lower bound of row is 1, upper bound of row is 10, lower bound of column is 1 upper bound of column is 15. Now number of rows, you can use this formula, upper bound of row minus lower bound of row plus 1. 10 minus 1 plus 1 is equal to 10. So 10 rows and column is, you can determine the columns UBC minus LBC plus 1. 15 minus 1 plus 1, that is a 15. So number of rows in the first case is 10 and columns is 15. Okay. Now, so address of element Aij is base address, that is 100 plus I minus 1, and next is the number of columns, and number of columns you have determined 15 plus j minus 1, okay, into 1. So 100 plus 15i minus 15 plus j minus 1 is equal to 100 plus 15i plus j minus 16, 100 plus 15i plus j minus 16. So 15i plus j plus 84 in the first case. So address of ith element and jth column will be 15i plus j plus 84 in first case. Let's take the second case. Base address is 100, lower bound 0, upper bound 9, lower bound of column is 0, upper bound of column is 14. Number of row is upper bound row minus lower bound row plus 1. 9 minus 0 plus 1, that is 10. Number of columns, upper bound of column minus lower bound of column plus 1, that is 14 minus 0 plus 1 is equal to 15. Address of any element is Aij is equal to 100 plus I minus 0 into 15 plus j minus 0 into 1 is equal to 100 plus 15i plus j. In the second case, address is 100 plus 15i plus j. You can say 100 plus 15i plus j. Next topic is the three-dimensional array. What is the three-dimensional array? A three-dimensional array is a collection of a two-dimensional array, or you can say three-dimensional array is a array of two-dimensional array. Okay. In other way, you can also say each element in three-dimensional array is a two-dimensional array. In three-dimensional array, we use three subscripts. Okay. The first subscript indicates the row, second subscript indicates column, and next subscript indicates page. You can view a three-dimensional array as a book, two-dimensional array as a page, and one-dimensional array in the line in the page. Okay. So you can view a three-dimensional array as a book. Okay. Here you can see this is the first page of the book, this is the next page of the book, and this is the next page of the book. And here you can see these are the rows, lines, and these are the columns. The first subscript defines the rows, second subscript defines the column, and third subscript defines the page in a book. Number of rows is equal to x is number of elements in a columns, and number of column is the number of elements in a row, and third is the number of pages. You can compare as I have compared this a three-dimensional array. You can view it as a book. Okay. Address of the any element in the three-dimensional array. In three-dimensional array, I'm not going to derive the formula how we calculate the address of any elements in the three-dimensional array. I will directly use the formula to determine the address of any elements in the three-dimensional array in row measure ordering and the column measure ordering. So length of each dimension Li is equal to upper bound minus lower bound plus 1, and effective address Ei is Ki minus Lb. Lb is the lower bound. So address of any element in row measure order is Ba plus W into E1 L2 plus E2 into L3 plus E3. And address of any element in a column measure order is Ba plus W into E3 L2 plus E2 into L1 plus E1. Alternative formula to determine the address of any elements in three-dimensional array in row measure ordering and the column measure ordering are as follows. In row measure ordering, Ba plus W I minus Lbi into m into n plus j minus Lbj into n plus k minus Lbk. In column measure order, Ba plus W into k minus Lbk into m into L plus j minus Lbj into L plus I minus Lbi. And here we take array A having the dimension L, M, N. So L is a number of rows, M is the number of columns, and N is the number of pages. LBI is the lower bound of index I, LBJ lower bound of index J, LBK lower bound of index K, means lower bound of row, lower bound of column, and lower bound of page. Next is the multidimensional array. So multidimensional array is the array of arrays. Here we use the n indices to determine the address of any elements. Okay. N-dimensional array M1 cross M2 cross M3 to Mn array is a collection of M1 into M2 into M3 up to Mn elements. And a particular element, any specific element is specified using n subscripts A, I1, I2, I3 to In. Next question. Let us consider a three-dimensional array defined as int A 2, 2, 3. Means number of rows 2, columns 2, and pages 3. Calculate the number of elements in array. First question. Also depicts the memory representation of array in row and column measure order. If the base address of array is 200, determine the address of A110 in row measure order and column measure order. Assume zero indexing and size of each element is 2. Okay. The first questions depict the memory representation of a three-dimensional array in row and column measure order. Okay. Before to this, let us see number of elements in three-dimensional array is L into M into N. First dimension L, second dimension M, and third dimension N. 2 into 2 into 3 is equal to 12. As we know, a three-dimensional array consists of pages. Each page in turn contains M rows and N columns. It is a view of three-dimensional array A 2, 2, 3. Here you can see first 2 indicates the number of rows in each page. Here you can see 2 rows in each page, page 1, page 2 and page 3. Okay, columns 2, here you can see 2 columns in each page, and 3 indicates number of pages, page 1, page 2 and page 3. Okay, the first element, each element is specified using the 3 subscript: row, column and page. Now, how will we use a subscript with elements of a 3-dimensional array? Let us see. Here, the page is 1. You can see page is 1 means the page subscript, the third subscript must be 0. Page is 1, here you can see. Each element is specified with the help of the 3 subscript: row, column and next is a page. So in page 1, the third subscript is 0. You can see. And this is the first row, so 0, column is 0 and page is 0. Here you can see row is 0, column is 1 and page is 0. In the same way, row is 1, column is 0 and page is 0. Here you can see page is 1, all third subscript is 1. Here you can see all subscript 1, third subscript is 1. Here you can see the third subscripts are 2 in each element. Is that clear? First indicates row, second indicates column and third indicates the page. This is the page 2 means subscript is 1, here page 3 and subscript is 2. Okay. Next, memory representation of the array, 3-dimensional array, row measure order and next is the column measure order. In row measure order, you can see first all elements of the first row is stored in the computer memory. Next, all elements of the second row is stored in the computer memory and so on. The first element in the first row is 0, 0, 0. Next element in the first row is 0, 0, 1, not 0, 1, 0. The first row is 0, 0, 0. Next element is first row is 0, 0, 1. Next element is first row is 0, 0, 2. Okay. Next element is the first row 0, 1, 0. Next is 0, 1, 1. Next is 0, 1, 2. Here you can see 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1 and 0, 0, 2. Now row is 0 and here you can see the column is 1 and third subscript is, you can see 0. Next is 1, next is 2. Okay. Next is 1, 0, 0. Row is 1, column is 0 and page is 0. Here row is 1, column is 0 and page is 1. Row is 1, column is 0 and page is 2 and so on. In column measure order, let us see. First we store this 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, then this column 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0. Next we store 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. This and so on. Here you can see 0, 0, 0. First element in first column. Here you can see. Next is 1, 0, 0. Next is 1, 0, 0. Next is 0, 1, 0. Here you can see the page is same and column varies 0, 1, 0. Here is 1, 1, 0 and here is 0, 0, 1 and so on. Again repeat. First we store this column. Next this column. Page 2, first column, second column and page 3, first column. This is the column measure order. Okay. Now address of what is our aim? Here we want to determine the address of element A110 in row measure order of array 2 to 3. So length, first we determine the length of each dimension. So length of the first dimension is upper bound minus lower bound plus 1. What is the upper bound? 1. Lower bound 0 plus 1 means 2. Length of the second dimension again 2. Length of the third dimension again 3. You can see 2, 2 and 3. Effective address EI is K minus LB. So E1 is K1 minus LB. What is the K1? K1 here you can see 1 minus 0. Here Ki, and what is the I? I is 1. Okay, I is 1. So 1 minus 0 and lower bound is for our first dimension is 0. So K1 minus LB, 1 minus 0 is equal to 1. Effective address E2, that is K2. What is K2? K2 is 1. Here you can see. And lower bound is, you can see here 0. 1 minus 0 is 1. Effective address E3 is K3. And here you can see K3 is 0. This is K1, this is K2, and this is the K3. So K3 minus LB. What is the K3? K3 is here you can see 0. So 0 minus 0 is 0. And what is the W? W is the size of each element. So address of any element in row measure order is BA plus W into E1 L2 plus E2 into L3 plus E3. So 200 base address is given 200 plus 2 into 1 into 2 plus 1 into 3 plus 0. And now you can see 200 plus 2 into 3 into 3 plus 0, 200 plus 80, 280. So address of element A110 in row measure order is 218. So address of 110, here you can verify. Here you can verify address of element 110, 200. Is it clear? Your answer is right. Now next. With the other formula, alternative formula, we can again determine. So address of A110 in row measure order. Here I am using this formula BA plus WI minus LBI into M into N plus J minus LBJ into N plus A minus LBK. Okay. Now address of 110 is BA is 200 plus 2. I is here you can see. What is the I? I is 1, J is 1 and K is 0. 1, 1, 0. Here we put the simply value 1 minus 0, M is 2, N is 3 plus J is 1 minus 0 into N is 3 plus 0 minus 0. And it gives the value 200 plus 2, 6 plus 3 plus 0, 208. We have already seen it. Okay. Now, in a column measure order, again we determine the length of each dimension, Li, using the formula upper bound minus lower bound plus 1. Okay, L1, L2, L3, upper bound, L1 is upper bound minus lower bound plus 1. What is the upper bound? Upper bound is 1, so 1 and lower bound. Lower bound is 0, so 1 minus 0 plus 1 is 2. Here you can see again 1, upper bound 1, lower bound 0. So 1 minus 0 plus 1 is 2. And here you can see upper bound is 2, lower bound 0. So 2 minus 0 plus 1. And effective address, again you use the same formula. EI is KI minus LB. Here you can see K1 minus LB is 1 minus 0, 1. K1 is 1, K2 is 1, and K3 is 0. So 1 minus 0, 1, 1 minus 0, 1, and 0 minus 0 is 0. W is 2. Now you can determine the address of any element in column measure order is BA plus W. W is 2, E3 is 0, L2 is 2, plus E2 is 1 into 2, L1 is 2, plus E1 plus 1. The 200 plus 2 into 2 plus 1, 200 plus 6 is equal to 206. Means in a column measure order, the address of element A110 is 200C. You can verify it. A110 in a column measure order. Okay. Now you can see 110. Here you can see in a column measure order, the address of element 110 is 206. Okay. Again, we use at this time the alternate formula. The address of Aijk in column measure order is BA plus W K minus LBK into M into L plus J minus LBJ into L plus I minus LBI. And here BA is 200 plus W is 2, K is, here you can see L is 2, M is 2, N is 3. These are the dimensions 2, 2 and 3. Base address is given 200, I is 1, J is 1 and K is 0. Now put these values into this formula and this it gives the value again 200. Now here these are the references. Any questions? What we have seen today? Today we have seen what is how will we determine the address of any element in one-dimensional array, two-dimensional array, and the three-dimensional array with what is a two-dimensional array and what is the n-dimensional array. Okay. Thank you very much.